Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back for round 2 of the Pro Inter-America Challenge here at Sim Racing 604. It's another Wednesday night of fantastic racing here at Donnington Park. In the booth, I'm joined by Landros Radic, a.k.a. Super Craig, the man Scary Craig, Giancarlo Lenzi, and of course, the Flying Dodgeman, Paul Muir, the Gamer Scott. What's up, guys?
Hey,
how's it going? Great. Glad to be here.
It's quite a crowded booth. GC, welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry I missed the debut of the season.
Now, of course, here at Sim Racing 604, we understand life comes first. But, of course, Giancarlo, you have to honor us with your classic 604 motto. We've yet to hear it this season.
Sim Racing 604. Get in the race.
It's good to have you back, man.
Thanks, man.
And,
it's good to be back. I think it's an exciting season that we've got here for season 8. Here we are at Donnington, one of my favorite tracks to race on within the British circuits. Oh, what's your guys' favorite British track?
I've actually hated all of them up until this season, if I'm quite honest.
All of them, really?
Yeah, Olton has kind of been my favorite. I've never had the best of luck there. Donnington was a stretch to learn. Snetterton is not my friend. I like Brands. Brands is great. Silverstone's great. Spa, I guess if you count it in the calendar. Yeah, I love Spa. But I guess from these three, if I think of the ACC British pack, I have never liked them up until now. However, have a new respect for Donnington, so I think it's going to be a great race.
Paul, how about yourself?
I'm not going to lie, I don't actually know them well enough to have a favorite. I'm learning as we go here. And I'm going to be really unpopular and say that I actually really enjoyed last week's race. Alton Park might not be a driver favorite, but I really loved it.
No, it was fantastic.
Yeah, Brands Hatch is probably my favorite, but as we're talking about the racing, we're just about to go live, so go ahead and take it away, Grissom.
Well, we're going to approach the line for round number 2, and we're going to wait for it. There it is. We are green, and we are racing. TJ Lavallee leading this race pretty much again as we saw him out in round number 1. Peter O'Brien out the front in P3, racing with Eduardo Pareto pretty much wheel to wheel. As we look behind him, we have James Jackson and Josiah Farrow getting pretty close. It looks like James Jackson is now starting to bridge up to Peter O'Brien, and TJ Lavallee with the outstanding lead. Eduardo Pareto now leading for P2. Peter O'Brien are trying to make that move as well. James Jackson right on the bumper, right on Peter O'Brien, and it looks like Eric Neville is going to get into the fray as well. JT Daniel not too far behind. It looks like now it's going to be a bigger fight for P3 as Eduardo Pareto is starting to back away from Peter O'Brien as Peter O'Brien just hits the curb, gets a little squirrely. Gustavo Camillo holding back Justin G further on back. It seems like Joel Dallas is also trying to get through that move as well. Moving on further back down the grid, here comes Josiah Farrow moving on the inside of Brandon Schmid. Wheel to wheel, they're going to go down into the straight. Both Bentleys not giving it up. I know Brandon Schmid's not going to move out the way with the late braking. Brandon Schmid down into the corner, gets ahead, makes the move and keeps the position from Josiah Farrow. And Joel Dallas and Justin G now going to fight it out going into the hairpin. And it looks like Bob Robson going for the move down the inside on Justin G. They touch doors.
Rubbing is racing. Perfectly okay.
And they're still going at it.
A little argy-bargy.
And Gustavo Camillo with the wide exit.
As we now round about lap 2, it was actually a pretty clean start for most of the grid. We did see Jordan Nixon back there in the number 24, or the number 4 car in the 24th position.
Devender Singh sending it out into the grass. What an unfortunate moment for Devender and Beck Racing. And now Jordan Nixon down the inside of Sully Saad. It looks like D. Braze is going to make the move as well. Actually, Dan Lund is going to make the move down the inside of Sully and get ahead.
Yeah, they want to be a little careful here around Nixon. He was getting a little bit kind of pushy just at the back of the pack when he was coming back on track. So anybody kind of in front of that Bentley may be suffering the wrath of its mass.
I'm too scared to jump away from the helicam at the moment. Everyone's just so close. Not close, though. TJ Lavallee, Eduardo Prado, Peter O'Brien, somewhat our current race leader, as James Jackson and Eric Neville are pretty much concertinaing. I'm going to make that verb up on the spot.
Yeah, it looks like last lap and the lap before, Peter O'Brien was about a second off from Prado and Lavallee. So he's kind of holding up that train, and it's looking like Jackson and Neville. Jackson kind of looking on the inside there for O'Brien, but not really a passing spot.
I think Peter O'Brien is going to have something to prove after his disaster last time. I think he's going to be fixed on not losing this third place.
No,
Yeah.
I had only heard about it. What actually happened?
Well, it was a tough qualifying for Peter. He came in somewhere in the mid-pack. My memory deceives me now, but yeah, he was somewhere down in P10, and within the first in the first turn, he had a bit of an accident. Then he had an accident with a back marker, and another moment as well. He got into the wall going into the hillside chicane, and so he came out P17. It wasn't the best night out for the defending champion, but yeah, tonight with a P3, he's so far so good.
Yeah, he was saying last time that he got caught behind a lot of other drivers in qualifying, which kind of forced him down the list a bit. So I guess that didn't happen tonight.
Yeah, and he had that a bit of a moment with James Jackson previously, so these two are familiar on track, so it might get a little squirrely later on down in the race.
And speaking of people kind of down in the ladder, I'm looking at Joel Dallas there in 9th place. A little bit of not where I think Joel should really be sitting, but we've kind of seen him kind of go up and down during the season for qualifying. So it'd be interesting to see what his take is on Donnington.
Yeah, I spoke with Joel before the race started. He didn't seem too confident on tonight's track. He mentioned he was very limited during practice. He was pretty confident that he was going to have the outline speed there to be faster than Peter, but yeah, unfortunately for him, it's qualifying didn't work out, and being behind Brennan Schmid and Josiah Farrow, I might kind of question what the overall speed here is for the Bentley.
Yeah, we're seeing quite a few Bentleys this season. Kind of an uptake more of previous seasons. I mean, we've got 4 or 5 now just in the top 10. We've got Joel Dallas, Josiah Farrow, as well as Brennan Schmid, all running the Bentley. So kind of getting a little more popular.
Yeah, that, and I would say the Audi as well. We started to see that rise in popularity, not only with Derek Anderson and Dan Lund, but we have to think back to the OGs of Andrew Marsden, and yeah, like you said, the Bentley as well. So I think it's possible that these guys might be seeing what the current championship cars have been. If you look at the McLaren, it's pretty strong out here as well in terms of driver count.
Well, the
Not
Bentley
too
did
many
finish
intersections,
strong
though.
last season as well.
Yeah, it did.
Like we had definitely a few podium places for that Bentley, so I guess maybe everyone was expecting that would give them a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, and Peter O'Brien now starting to break away. Looks like he has about a second lead away from James Jackson. Eric Neville now the closest we have to catching up to making a move onto P4. We previously saw a move by Jeremy Mercer down the inside of this corner on Justin G, and it did not work out too much. The door was shut. And according to Davin, a nice racing tip here is going into the hairpin to leave the door open and close it at the last second to really kill the guy behind speed.
Yeah, you really have to trust that guy behind, though, that he won't go into that thinking that he's got the opening and it's just going to hit that door of your car as you close it, because that is such a tricky hairpin sometimes, where if you go a little bit wide, they think they've got the inside, but really you're closing it off on them. So it's one of those things that you really have to trust and kind of know the driver that you're closing that door on.
You know, Davin did mention that for that same reason, he tends to take a lot of hits on track.
that just might be a big Davin thing too. So
I think he likes the punishment. Have you seen his liveries? That did not get the response I was looking for. Back to the racing, folks.
We were just laughing away from the mic. That's all that happened there.
Yeah, I muted you guys. That's all that happened.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, it was a technical issue. So right back at the I guess halfway through last lap, Brower had a bit of a spin off there. I mean, he's not really in contention for anything. He lost he was second last. He's last now. But it was unfortunate because he wasn't too far behind, and now he's almost 10 seconds back.
I'm sorry, who was that?
Sean Brower.
Brower.
Currently P31 car 111. Yeah, unfortunately for Sean, it's the same bad luck. Unfortunately, he saw it the same out in Olton. That he just hasn't been strong on the British track so far. That being said, though, his teammates previously had a great showing. Unfortunately, tonight as well, we saw a bit of a moment from Devinder Singh out in the grass, and that's really pushed them out back. I actually can't find him on my board.
Devinder Singh would be 22nd position.
There it is.
Or 21st, sorry.
As he's being chased by Oswin Wilson. Oswin as well qualified P3 out in Olton, and within that first lap was pretty much at the bottom of the grid. Did a great job of fighting back. But yeah, Oswin has carried a ton of speed also in the Bentley, but it looks like tonight as well is just not really showing us that pace he showed in Olton.
I don't know. I mean, just looking at that livery that Oswin's rocking, it looks like he's really trying to slime Singh. It's just you're going to be looking in your mirror and you're like, what is this green blob behind me? And you're just trying to run away from it.
Ooh, and Jeffrey Bray trying to dive on the inside of Dean Lusch. Dean Lusch going wide, allowing Jeffrey Bray to make the move out of the hairpin. And you know what? I have to say, Dean Lusch has some experience on this track. Out in the Silver League on Monday night, Dean was able to make it from within P27, P25 or so, and finish the race in P3. So Dean Lusch definitely is carrying a ton of speed. So I think either the Pro Class has just really stepped it up to a whole different degree, or he's just not finding the pace he did on Monday night.
I wonder if maybe that's like some changes to setup might have maybe caused his car to not quite be as fast, or maybe it could just be the weather as well. Might be affecting it. So from Monday night to tonight, it might not. Was he running the same car?
Yeah. Same car.
Yeah. Could have just been a minor change that affected things, or maybe just not feeling it tonight. Or like you said, Pro Class is really stepping it up, and we're seeing that kind of, the experience there. As we saw Radelli and Singh kind of just bounce off doors as they were coming in to Fogger S's.
And we're going to go wheel to wheel with Radelli and Singh. Singh on the inside. They're going to have a bit of contact that's going to push Radelli a bit. Oswin Wilson going wide to avoid the contact. It looks like Radelli's going to take that outside line, but Singh is still insistent on the position.
Oh. And I'm looking at Dean Lusch, and Lusch just gets turned around at Goddard's and is now in the wall. and it looks like he's going to take an early pit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Dean, and an almost identical move, or at least incident, to Mike Lewis from the Silver League. Unfortunately for Mike, as he was trying to recover, I did tap him as well, so apologies for that, Mike.
Oh, and it looks like we got some corrections from the chat. Says Baseballer 959, Dean qualified P2 and finished P2 on Monday. And Huard17 says Dean Lusch finished second in Silver Monday and went long on the strategy and paid off.
Interesting.
Well,
he
unfortunately,
qualified P2. I'm gonna have to fact check that one, because I very much remember Dean Lusch starting either in front or next to me. But regardless, he finished P2, so it was an incredible finish. Dean Lusch, by the way, Giancarlo, if you're unfamiliar, is one of the rookie alumni.
I believe we saw him last season towards the end.
You might be remembering him from the 6 Hours of Kyalami.
Yes, that is what I am remembering.
And I think TJ Lovelay is going to have a pretty familiar sight here with Jordan Nixon up ahead. He's pretty much going to encounter his first lap car of this race. And to my surprise, Eduardo Prado with a nice and fast showing here. 6/10 behind TJ Lovelay. Eduardo has done something that no one could do out in Olton, and that's keep up with TJ Lovelay.
Yeah, I was watching him for the last couple of laps. He's back up to 0.3 behind. It feels like on the second half of the track, he's getting left behind a little bit, but then this first section, other way around, on the last section of the track, he's getting left behind a little bit and catching up, or something like that. I don't know what I'm saying. He's going between 0.3 and 0.6. That's basically what it comes down to.
You know, speaking of mix-ups, so Baseballer 959 corrects, I'm Mitch Lusch. I qualified P29 on Monday. So I think that's where the Lusch, mix-up is going on.
Yeah, I think so. Because I wondered myself how, and it makes sense now, Mitch Lusch has a very bright lime green, almost Oswin Wilson type lime green Audi, while Dean Lusch is in the Porsche. So yes, Hort 17 is correct. And you know what? It's funny. We have that the Lusch brothers, and previously a couple seasons ago we had the Lamy brothers. So
we're just getting families racing together. That should be the new motto: is Sim Racing 604. Families race together.
Well, you know what? Talking about families, we have a nice racing family here with Beck Racing. Ricardo Perez, right now P13. We saw Devinder Singh previously, who's now coming into the pits. Not to mention Sean Brower, but also Jean Dallas, who is currently P9. So that's Joel Dallas.
John Dallas.
Sorry, I'm looking for Jean Salas, who is unfortunately P24. So, yeah, Beck Racing not having the best luck tonight. Ricardo Perez was pretty much in the top 10 previously in Olton. So we'll just come back and check on them. But I like to mention them as they're our first official racing team. I know we had THR last season, but it's nice to see the matching liveries.
I think Lavalle's starting to panic a little bit. These tires might be showing some wear because with Prado behind him, he started making a couple little tiny mistakes coming out of some of these corners. It could just be that Porsche getting a little bit, back heavy.
And it looks like Josiah Farrow is having a 15-second penalty, along with Salas, who has a 5-second penalty. So not quite sure what happened there. I'll have to maybe go back and see if there's any chat from the stewards.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising from Farrow. as we see TJ Lavallee go down the inside of Sean Brower and Eduardo Prado getting nice and cleanly through. Doesn't seem like we're having too much of a fuss with back markers tonight, so that's great to see.
No, Davinder Singh was actually keeping up well with Prado coming out of that corner. I think he had to let off a little bit just to let him go.
Oh, and Marcelo Neri trying to make that move on Oswin Wilson. Mauricio, not Mauricio, that was Marcelo.
Marcello.
Ah, Marcello.
And
Javier Marquez and Oswin Wilson now into the pits. And I'm trying my hardest to recall the Ferrari following Marcello Neri.
that would be Espindola, who's currently in 32nd position. So, TDE Racing Mexico not doing the best today.
Yeah, Espindola has great pace in the Silver League. Unfortunately, it just hasn't been his night tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much damage, so doesn't look like it was any contact of any sort that was impacting the car. So probably just maybe trying to avoid some mishaps further back in the packs that caused him to kind of fall down the ladder.
And our race leaders now getting around Jeffrey Bray, now trying to make the move around Bob Robson. I'm actually going to go on to Javier Marquez really quickly. I want to watch his pit exit. Great job sliding behind Jordan Nixon. Oswin Wilson now coming right ahead of Peter O'Brien. That is just a tricky pit exit. Now,
it was a busy section to try and come out into.
In the race brief, it is said that the exiting car has the right-of-way, so a car on track is not allowed to cross that line. Thankfully for Peter O'Brien, there was no contact with Oswin, as I'm pretty sure Oswin would have been kind of happy for a little payback there on Peter, as there was that moment with the back marker that caused Oswin to go pretty much wide down of the fast left-hander. I can't remember. I believe that's turn 3, Cascades, out in Olton.
I was just thinking that the mustard car was going to get slimed. Was my thought there. That we were going to trade paint, and it was just going to get even grosser.
Yeah, that mustard car is so far in Nowheresville, not really anywhere near Eduardo Prado, and almost equally away from James Jackson.
Oh, and speaking of mustard card, Project DRS, Davin, says, "Go mustard card, go." Parentheses, Peter.
And now JD Daniel into the pit. And you know what? There is a bit of a mystery surrounding the initials JD. I did my best to guess, and I was without any luck. I don't suppose you guys would have a quick go.
What was your guess?
Well, he told me it wasn't John David. And so my first guess was, I believe it was Jermaine Dieter. And unfortunately, that was incorrect. He said it was uncommon, so I went as uncommon as I could think of.
I'm terrible at guessing names, so I'm not even going to try.
My brain is just full of bourbon. I mean, not in real life, but you can't say JD to me without me going, "Oh yeah, yes, please."
Jack Daniels.
Yeah, Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels Daniel.
Yeah, Jack Daniels Daniel.
I mean, that would be certainly uncommon, and definitely not a common name.
So I saw this battle from the corner of my eye as far back as I could. And I've been looking for the car number 3 here, Jeffrey Bray. It looks like they've pretty much distanced themselves coming out down the main straight, unfortunately. But we do have the number 86 leading quite a bit of a train on the map, although their distance is pretty spaced out.
Yeah, like Robert Downey Jr. in the 90s, this race is getting it's really strung out.
Well, you know what, Giancarlo, I think this is the perfect time to enact the men's room protocol.
Welcome to the men's room here on Racing 604 FM. Our topic of today is beer. What kind of beer do you like? And what beer is your go-to race beer?
I think that's a question that's answered by Paul. Actually, there's a bit of racing. It's getting lively one more time. James Jackson now gets through Sully Saad. That was a back marker, but Eric Neville also making the move as well, followed by Joel Dallas. Almost a contact there by Joel on the outside of Sully Saad. Sully diving down the inside, and it looks like they come in for the pit, and they're going to leave Joel Dallas on track.
Yeah, Joel Dallas kind of picking up nothing as there's clear air in front of him. So this is going to be interesting on whether or not Neville or Jackson are going to come out in front of him, or if Joel Dallas can really make up that gap and kind of gap them on from the pits.
What a fantastic move by Eric Neville, just hugging that corner, making it around the back marker, seeing the quick response from James Jackson and following him into the pits. I mean, unfortunately for Joel Dallas, he really had the toughest time trying to get around Sully, and he just couldn't react to their pit entry unless Joel Dallas just said, hey man, I need that clean air. I'm gonna find the time on track.
Yeah, Joel kind of coming out and seeing his teammate, Oswin Wilson, just in front of him, might be able to, grab a little bit of a tow, allow him to get out in front, but they're already now more than halfway. They're coming in the last few corners with Saad really looking on the inside there to be able to get it, but the next turn, he's going to be on the outside, so that's not going to allow him unless he does an over-under.
Well, you know what's even more confusing here is that it's not for position.
Oh, and you're right.
Here comes Joel now into the pits.
And that puts Neville and Jackson out on track.
Yeah, they're about to enter Sector 3. So Joel's going to have to really have a clean exit out of the pits.
O'Brien pitted in the last lap. So it's now a race to see if he can get up to that pit lane exit before
and the
they do.
Fullmeister with an accident. It looks like he's recovered now.
I'm just watching Joel Dallas to see whether or not he's going to come off those jack stands, and he does, and now he's making his way towards pit exit. Peter O'Brien coming down the straight does pass him.
There goes James Jackson.
Neville
gets through.
So it looks like Joel Dallas is going to pick up one position possibly, maybe Neville, and he's coming out just behind, right into the trolley train of 3 or 4 cars
and
with
look
a
at
little
that
bit of contact.
Yeah, Gustavo Camillo, unfortunately. And Joel's not going to be happy. Gustavo it's not a position that he's going to gain anything on. Although it's a tricky situation there for Gustavo, so we're going to see when he decides to let him go.
Yeah, that's, he does have the right of way. However, if they are in a battle, what do you do there if the guy in front of you is not going to slow down?
Actually, no, I take that back completely. Gustavo is P12, so unfortunately that's even more incorrect. It looks like we have 4 positions at the front who have yet to come into the pits. I believe only 3 of those are really actually going to benefit these guys. And Camilo now fighting it out with Justin G. Justin down the inside. Camilo closing that door. That's going to force him out wide. Joel Dallas with the sneaky move down the inside. Gains a bit of time on Camilo. Oh, and the Boatley just not finding the space. There goes Camilo closing the door again. A little too wide for the Bentley to slot in through.
He really held back on that corner exit as well.
Yeah, I think you know he's able to catch them kind of mid corner, and just you know Bray was not holding his speed quite enough through the corner that it was kind of slowing up Camilo as well. So he really had to kind of slam on the brakes in order to get through that. And it looks like we got some chat. Evil Child 0323 says race beer, probably something light or just a 7-7 to get there faster. We are racers after all. And Huard 17 says I'd go with an IPA. And Davin saying go Red Bull McLaren, stop that boat.
I think Paul would go for a nice orange cream soda.
I mean, I did last week.
Sorry, I just vomited.
It was a soft drink. It's not orange cream soda. It's just a regular cream soda because orange sounds disgusting. I am also an IPA man. Sorry to all the hipster haters out there.
I'm a bit of a sours man myself. Sours and stouts. Really, one of my favorites here in Washington is Coco Jones Stout from Black Ribbon Brewery. They're just absolutely delicious.
Oh, Jeremy Mercer coming out right behind Camilo Gustavo.
I was watching that pit exit as well. That was fun. Just imagine these guys like foot to the floor going, come on!
And Joel Dallas really hunting down Jeremy Mercer now, just leaving almost no room between him and his bumper.
Just look at that Boatley trying to find room on track. There he goes, trying to dive down the inside. Jeremy really closing the door. A bit of oversteer from Joel. Looks like he had to get back on that racing lane. Lost time now down the straight.
Well, we're seeing the big differential is in braking. You know, Joel's able to really carry a lot of that speed through the braking zone, where we see Jeremy Mercer really kind of slowing down a bit more and allowing him to catch up. And it looks like we got, who was that? Camilo off track there, just in the hairpin.
No, not Camilo. The Red Bull McLaren losing out 2 positions. Unfortunately, that was a Project DRS curse.
Doesn't even have to be in the booth. So we are 19 minutes into this race, or 19 minutes left. I apologize. With our current leader of Justin G. Second place, not Josiah Farrow. I'm timing the score wrong here. TJ Lavallee, and then Prado with Peter O'Brien coming in that 4th spot.
I was going to say, G's going to have to pit this lap. He's his tires must be down to the rim.
Yeah, it looks like there he comes in now. Although that's not really going to be enough to keep the lead from TJ Lavallee.
Not even close.
Yeah, Lavallee now coming into the last hairpin, down to the front straight. And we'll regain that first position, with Prado now exiting that corner and come down the start-finish, also in second.
Yeah, and you know what? Peter O'Brien is now close enough to Prado to really hope for this stint to catch up. I think we might have forgotten about the mustard McLaren.
I hadn't. I've been watching him build up. He was down after his pit. He was really far back. He was back in P10. And he is just slow. I guess as other people went out the pit, he built it back up. But it took him a long time to get up those first few places. between 7th and 3rd, he just like snapped. But the first few took a while.
And I'm looking at the track. Joel Dallas coming out of the hairpin has lost it and gone wide. That's going to push him down into P25, 26, 27. Oh, this is painful.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for Joel. Did he end up picking up damage?
It doesn't look like it, but he definitely spun and was facing the wrong direction.
That's one of those hard-dropping moments that you never want to feel as a racer.
I wonder if he's got enough left in him to get past these guys again.
Well, with 16 minutes on the clock, that's going to be a lot of tough racing. He is going against Lush. He's also got his, teammate Oswald Wilson up there with Singh. Plus, it's a truly train of cars up there, but he's got to do quite a bit of driving in order to get past them.
On board with Jeremy Mercer, chasing down DB Cooper, a.k.a. D. Braze, another mystery man. He's really going wide, not hugging that apex coming down the hill. It's a different line, not necessarily a wrong line.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of these lines from DB Cooper or D. Braze, where he's taken a really aggressive line where I think he might need to just carry more of the speed through it, rather than really try to gain those insides where there's no time to be gained. And Mercer's really capitalizing on this and just, sticking it in, where he can in order to slow down Braze. Because all he needs is a moment, like now, as he comes to the inside for the hairpin. He's more than likely going to be able to take this away from Braze.
Just keep it on the inside there, Mercer. Get that straight line speed. He knows D. Braze is going to fight it out now. He's going to have to just be nice and wide out on the brakes. Probably go for the switchback. Look at that inside line. There you go. Just enough space.
It looks like he had to let up just a little bit, which kind of compromised his straight line speed. But there's no saying he won't give that another try this lap.
Oh, just look at that lunge.
Oh, was that contact though?
No,
and it looks like we have a drive-through penalty for Gustavo, unfortunately, in the number 72 car.
Yeah, something I'm noticing here on D. Braze is just that he's getting a lot of oversteer coming on exit. He's contacting the curbs very aggressively. That's unsettling the car. And in those moments, Mercer is just giving it full beans on the throttle and just picking up a lot of time. They're both going to get through either Sean Brower or Devinder Singh. Now into the chicane. Yeah, if you look at that, just it's an aggressive line there by D. Braze. You can see the suspension travel in the rear as he exits. And just look at that nice line. I'm sure that's inspired by Mr. Ilpo Ruotsalainen.
Ilpo Ruotsalainen?
Well, that's his name. Ilpo, if you're watching this, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Ruotsalainen. We haven't talked too much about Brandon Schmid. He's running P11. That's quite of a big surprise. I mean, he was challenging TJ Lavallee for P1 out in Olton. Right now he's behind Ty Carver. Doesn't seem like it's been his race tonight. And might I say, it looks like none of the Bentleys have had quite of any luck. We see P11, P15, P17, P20, P23, and I believe P27 for Joel Dallas. So, these are all fast names. These are all fast guys. So, Could it be something with the car?
I was gonna say, like, before you even mentioned it there, Schmid, in the Bentley is like, yeah, it seems to be a common thing. Which is ironic, given that this is a British brand on British tracks.
Ooh. That's a weird place to hit the brakes there from the Beck Racing AMG. Oh, and Mercer goes down the inside. He gets through DB Cooper. And you know what? He's one of the only Lamborghinis in this roster. So I'm quite happy for Jeremy Mercer. We saw him for the first time in Season 7 in the AMG, and it looks like that Huracan's really giving him the much-needed speed, although the AMG was putting him up within the top 5 of the silver class. So you know what? It's a great transition now, being within the top 10 for the pro class.
Yeah, I think with the Huracan, it's a little bit different. You're not able to kind of hammer on a lot of those curbs, but he does gain some much-needed agility, I think, being in the lighter car.
Yeah, and D. Braze is not out of the danger zone just yet. That parachute is yet to open mid-drop as Justin G hunts him down in the Luca Conti chrome-inspired AMG. Giancarlo, I know you remember Mr. Luca Conti, Season 5.
Don't you tell me about Luca Conti. Don't you open that box of worms.
There you go, Joel Dallas. That's another historical beef clip for Lenzi. And I'm going to move on back to Josiah Farrow. It looks like we have a nice, truly trained Bob Robson. What's going on with Bob? Michael Ridelli, or Mauricio Ridelli, Oswin Wilson. All the names are jumbling up. And looks like now Devinder Singh actually going for position. Sully Saad right behind Dean Lush. What a train we have been missing, folks.
That is a lot of cars bunched together.
Yep. Devinder Singh, Osman Wilson, Sully Saad, Dean Lush, and Joel Dallas just back in that train. So we got a nice 10-minute kind of shootout between these 6 cars.
Forget about the leaders. This is the race we've been looking for. And Devinder Singh loses control. He goes wide.
Who did he take out?
Dean Lush.
Oh, what?
Oh, and Dan Lund having to go wide to avoid. Oversteers into the wall.
Brutal.
I can't stop smiling.
Wait, that seems mean.
Not.
Oh, there's more contact as well.
Yeah, with the tap. Not for the position loss, just the excitement of the race. Oh, and the Fullmeister trying to make that move on Dean Lush now. Oh, what a fantastic moment. I do feel sorry for all the guys involved.
Yeah, and Devinder Singh picking up a 10-second penalty. He's got to put a lot of salt within that wound.
And I mean, just not even too far ahead. Jeffrey Brake trying to defend from Ricardo Perez. The Ferrari trying to dive down the inside. Can't make a move around the Bentley. And Mauricio Neri trying to get through Josiah Farrow. Oh, someone's going to have to contain me because I'm about to explode, guys. This is fantastic. Oh, just look at the gaggle of cars coming down the straight into the chicane. Oh, and the straight line speed of the Ferrari, trying to make the move down the inside, has a look on the outside. Jeffrey Bray planting the boat lead right on the middle of the track. Oh, and just goes a little wide, but unfortunately for him, no one else stuck a nice tighter line. I'm going to have to refer all these guys to the Mr. Ilpa Rutsalainen School of Driving.
Yeah, we're seeing that Ricardo Perez being able to put down that just straight line speed. And Jeffrey Bray with the Bentley also showing kind of a lot of that speed as Perez got a little bit of a bobble there into turn 1. Looking just at lap times, Jeffrey Bray with his last being a 1:29.3. Ricardo Perez also matching that with a 1:29.3. Just behind him is Javier Marquez. And we see Perez go off a little bit, allowing Marquez to kind of take the inside for the next corner.
Ooh, fantastic move. Josiah Farrow with the oversteer. Couldn't make it, couldn't follow through in the slipstream.
He tried. He definitely tried, though.
Oh, Maurizio Neri putting on the pressure.
Yeah, he's going to get it here.
No one's
actually
letting
going
up.
side by side, although that might be a penalty.
This is fantastic.
That could be a cut track for Neri.
Oh, Maurizio, look at that. Nice and tight on the inside of Ricardo Perez. Jordan Nixon fighting it out with Radelli. Oh, here comes the switchback.
There's a little bumping and banging going on back there.
Yeah.
Oh, keep it on
Always
track.
fun to see. Oh, come on. No. You can't do that.
Oh, Radelli having to scrub some speed to save room. Jordan Nixon now into the fray.
Yeah, I think Ricardo Perez his tires are starting to go out, and that's causing him to kind of lose these positions. He's having a battle, and that's just slowing everything. But oh no, as we see Radelli, or not Radelli, but
Neri sends
Neri
it wide.
go off track, nearly collecting Nixon, or not Nixon, but
Bob Robson and
Robson.
Radelli and Nixon make contact. It looks like it almost
How
looked like
did
was
he
slowing
save
down, but
that slide? What is happening back here, guys?
Now Oswin Wilson trying to get around Bob Robson.
Doesn't quite have it.
It looked like there was a bit of a tap. Not too much, gets away.
Yeah,
We've got
did these guys pit
4
early?
minutes
because
left.
it feels like the way they're sliding around is as if they've got no tires left. But
I think
they
a
were late
bit of
pits,
it is. I think a bit of it is, yes, the tires. So I think we're seeing that on the Bentleys, and that's probably what the cause is. Is you're seeing these Bentleys kind of really take off on the exit, but coming into the corners now they're starting to kind of understeer and drag a lot of that speed down.
Oh, there's Wilson there just oversteering out the corner as well. So that just reinforces your point there.
Yeah, Radelli all over the back of that car of Nixon. Although it's not going to help him any. He's got a 10-second penalty, so he's got to get 10 seconds ahead of him to actually take that position. Or he's got to get 10 seconds away from Robson.
Oh, a little bit of a slip from the Bentley of Jordan Nixon.
Nixon might be feeling a little bit of that pressure just seeing that Porsche in his rearview mirror the entire time. With a not too subtle color scheme.
Okay, and Javier Marquez, Jeffrey Bray.
Oh, wow.
Bit of a contact into that second to last hairpin.
You know what Jordan Nixon's thinking right now?
Okay, I want to see some stats on mistakes made by drivers with crazy paint schemes behind them. Someone needs to try and find that, dig that out, because I want to see. Does it distract you? Is it terrifying?
I'd also like to see stats of those drivers with the crazy paint schemes on whether or not how many incidents they rack up during the race.
Yeah, we can call it the O'Brien theory.
Speaking of O'Brien, we haven't gone back to the front.
And we don't need to, Lindsay.
But while you focus on Jordan Nixon and that truly train of funky cars, TJ Lavallee still leading the pack with Eduardo Prado in second place and Peter O'Brien picking up third. James Jackson there in fourth and Eric Neville in fifth.
Radelli trying to make that move, putting on the pressure on Nixon. Just look at how much time Nixon lost out to Jeffrey Bray. Now Radelli on the outside makes the move, gets around. Sully side with the dive bomb, hits Bob Robson.
That was optimistic at best.
I can't talk, folks. This is just insane.
What has happened in this last 10 minutes?
Wow.
Sulisad takes it into the pit.
I don't want to be the corny dad joke guy, but he must be feeling sad. Oh, I'm sorry, I muted you guys. No one heard your laughter.
Oh.
As we get some Twitch chat, Evil Child 0323 says, "Oh no, that was optimistic," with a double tap to boot. Project DRS says, "Optimistic beyond control," in quotes, as David Coulthard would say. It was a day late and $1 short, and no spare change.
Everyone's been very kind.
And Jordan Nixon going wheel to wheel now with Radelli. Is he going to have that much tighter line? And he does. Radelli with the outside speed. Oswin Wilson with Maurizio Neri. Maurizio gets in front of Oswin. Oswin's going to challenge it. Late on the brakes. Oh, look at that. Closing the door perfectly on Neri. I'm sure Joel Dallas is proud watching his fellow countryman in the Bentley as well, pulling off the great moves. And in other news, TJ Lavallee has come in first place.
just a little footnote.
Yeah.
The end of the race. He won, by the way.
Yeah. Peter O'Brien third.
Prado in second, and James Jackson now coming across the line for fourth.
And an epic battle, I'm sure, has been followed by JD Daniel and Eric Neville, as JD manages to cross the line right before Eric coming right behind in the tow. Jeremy Mercer and Justin G. It almost looks like that was a photo finish. Same with Ty Carver and Brennan Schmid. Carter Irving.
Racing's not quite over for everybody yet. Jeffrey Bray still leading that pack, with Radelli just behind him. With Oswin Wilson, looks like there was a little bit of an off track.
And Joel Dallas gets ahead of Oswin Wilson. Oswin Wilson back with the position. Joel Dallas trying to get down the inside. Gonna get the door shut on him. Just fantastic overall.
Oh my goodness. There is going to be a lot to talk about and unpack after this race. And speaking of unpacking, this race is sponsored by Cerebral. When you need to unpack your thoughts and talk to somebody, Cerebral. It's your best bet and low-cost and affordable counseling and therapy sessions.
I thought you were gonna say how to unpack your thoughts. I'm like, oh yes, please teach me. I understand saying it. The context might not be there. Different spelling.
I just have no idea what you're talking about.
Socks.
Of course you are.
Always talking about socks.
Always.
Why would it be anything else? Oh.
Actually, that reminds me. Also, this race has been brought to you by Tactical, the official socks of Peter O'Brien and Mustard Racing.
So it looks like, if you can see there, actually on the chat, that it's 10-second penalties for aggressive driving for looks like it was Deli, Nixon, Singh, and Michael Foley.
Well, I do believe we are in order for a post-race show. So while we take a quick intermission and get the drivers in the booth, go ahead, guys, and have fun in chat. We'll see you back in a second. And yeah, don't go anywhere. This it's about to get interesting. All right, guys, welcome back. This is the post-race show for round 2 here at Donnington Park. It was a crazy race down towards the end. We had a lot of battles on track, a lot of position changes, and hopefully we're going to get a chance to talk about it all while we get everyone into the booth. And I'm just going to start dragging in who we already have waiting. We have JD Daniel and Peter O'Brien now in the booth with us. I don't suppose you guys know the madness that was the midfield tonight.
No,
I avoided it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's just say it was. I think if we get Joel Dallas in here, he'll give you a first account of everything that went on.
I saw something behind me fairly early on, but then I was like, "Oh, cool, I'm free."
Yeah, I was ahead of him, and he said people died, and I was like, "Oh, so our little 4 or 5 car train has a nice little gap. Cool, I'm good with that."
I think we might be missing GC and Paul.
I'm still here.
Nope, still here. I'm just
Silence.
trying to wrangle.
Silence.
And see how I can grab these guys.
Just going through my notes. Sorry.
Oh, big notes guy here.
Oh yeah, he's actually become our official lap archiver.
No,
Oh
my gosh. No one mentioned official.
Archiver. Oh, well, official is almost the same thing as unofficial, so, close enough.
So you're officially unofficial. Got it.
Exactly.
Can I be unofficially unofficial? Or officially
Yes.
unofficial?
No.
I say you can.
Me.
There you go. No authority granting permissions.
All right, so while we get the booth filled up, let's go ahead and just analyze. If you got on here on Discord, we have the stream for you guys to see. Looks like we have Joel Dallas now.
Mr. Joel.
Yeah, Joel's going to definitely bring in that inside info on that stint number 2. As we look at lap 1.
The chaos that was.
Yeah.
So from what we saw in the race, Peter, you got away pretty nicely away from James Jackson. Unfortunately, TJ just with that massive lead, eventually Eduardo Prado as well, just gets away and you never saw them again.
Yeah, pretty much. You summed it up quite well. I'd seen them the first 3 laps, and then they were gone, and I was like, all right, guess I'll just drive around for the next 45 minutes, but I'm cool with it. It was a clean start, and that's all I was really hoping to get out of it. Tried to keep Jackson off my tail for, the first 3 or 4 laps. He was right super tight to me for, like I said, 3 or 4 laps. And eventually he just, I don't know if he lost some pace or if he made a mistake or what, but a gap started to build, and I took it from there.
Yeah, JD, you had a nice little move there. Or you had a look to get down the inside of Eric.
Yeah, I decided it was better not to kill everybody in the beginning of the race. So I was kind of hoping like he had the pace advantage, like, oh, he'll just get a run and get by Jackson, and then that never happened. But it was good running in traffic. Nose to tail was at like 3rd, 4th on to like 8th for a little bit. Yeah, had a great time. The HOP practice with the coaches, like doing battle practice, that really helped a lot. So I'm appreciative of them lending their time with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Joel's gonna be wishing he was in the HOP a little more. Joel, what happened there? We just quickly saw you spun around at the hairpin. I don't know if Joel's here.
He's here.
Oh, it's push to talk. I forgot. Sorry. I even said hello earlier on, and hello everyone.
You were like, okay, no one wants to acknowledge my presence.
Yeah, but no. Actually, I had an exit in the hairpin. I had Salas on my outside, and I think I went. I don't know if I went over too much or he came over on me too much, but I ended up spinning, as in he turned me just slightly. So I had to wait to rejoin the track, so I lost a lot of positions there. But yeah.
Yeah, I think this is the moment here.
Is it?
Yep, there it is.
Oh, he just comes across. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my!
That's quite a hit. Yeah. Holy crap. That looks.
Wait. Yeah,
really.
It looks worse now that I'm watching.
It looks worse on the replay. Yeah. It looks like he just says, "You're dead." Bye.
I wasn't sure if I came over or not, so I didn't really do anything. But then I saw he got a penalty, so I figured that.
Oh no! Looks
Yeah,
like he.
Looks like
I
a
think-
big miscommunication.
Just looking at it, it looks like the trajectory of both
he
of your cars
turned.
was really to just to the same point,
Yeah.
and then there was like this minor turn right at the end.
It's gonna look bad from here.
It looks like you were just heading left and he was heading right, and I don't know if he must have said his game said he was clear or what. That happened to me quite a few times on the opening lap, 2x2 through the whole track. You're clear on the left.
Yeah, I can't say I'm not too upset at him. I'm actually more upset at myself overall. Tonight wasn't a great showing, regardless of that accident. So.
Yeah, well, you're not the only one who's feeling that way. We're seeing a lot of chat going on in the pro chat about people apologizing and ruining other people's races. So it's really great to see everybody kind of owning up and approaching the other drivers and saying, hey, I apologize for what happened.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I say honestly, it's really my fault for not getting enough practice in. qualifying was super tight, as you could see. I think I qualified maybe, Peter, I think I was 2.5 tenths off of you, and I was probably 6 or 7 spots behind you. It's
Yeah,
like,
it was
so,
it was chaotic in the mid pack. I know that pretty much from like, oh, I can pull up the timetable. I'm still in the server. Oh, it was just TJ, and then oh, it just went away. Perfect. No, I can't see it. It was TJ, and then after TJ, there was like a quarter of a second gap, and then it was just like every like 300th there was a car. So it was definitely really tight. But that's why I think qualifying practice is becoming more and more and more important as we move into tighter, faster racing, especially at
yeah.
brands.
The car just wouldn't rotate tonight, and I think Oswin was having similar issue. I don't know. I tried change setups even during qualifying and just couldn't get it to do what I wanted to do. So I think that kind of ticked off my mood. I was kind of upset even during the end the race. But JD, great race, man. I saw you doing great things out there. You did good last week as well. I must commend you on that. I know you were having some troubles in recent weeks, but I see you've really come back strong, and well done.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's good to have you back on the track, and that was fun battling you for a little bit there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try putting some more practice next week, so I can be hopefully back
boy.
on pace.
No, you don't get to practice for brands. You did enough of that last season.
Yeah, we don't need you to get any faster. It's fine. You've met your quota.
Well, you know what, JD, talking about battles, there was a nice moment in the last couple laps with you, Maurizio Neri, and Oswin Wilson. What can you tell us about that? We're looking at it here. There was a nice move by Maurizio down the inside on Oswin. Then, if I recall correctly, here comes Oswin now for the switch, just slots it in perfectly. And then, out of nowhere, somehow you come out ahead of both of them.
Was not involved in that battle. Yeah, that
Actually,
it's on
sorry,
stream.
I said
That's not me.
I said
Joel.
JD, I meant Joel.
Yeah.
What can you tell us, Joel?
Yeah, that's way at the back of the pack. JD doesn't roam in those areas. I can't. Oswald kept making mistakes into the hairpin, and twice he had to really defend. I thought about sending it there, and it would have been bad if I did so.
I believe there was another Bentley who was involved going into the hairpin.
Nixon, I think.
Yeah, it was Nixon, yeah. Yeah, Nixon was mixed up in that group. He was the black Bentley. Yeah, you can see him right up there.
I was so enthralled by this cluster of cars.
It was literally everybody making a mistake every lap, switching positions and just playing Indian ladder.
That looks intense as anything.
Oh, this isn't even the half of it. Let me show you the good stuff.
Oh,
man.
you have better things? All right.
I'm holding out.
Put me in on that good, Garrison. You know how it is.
Let me show
Oh,
you.
if you want to get the good, you got to come back and watch the VOD because there were so many moments.
All right.
Mustachio 03 says, "Welcome to my train." Yes, sir.
Jeffrey Bray. Let's find it. He was Radelli was involved for pretty much a good chunk of it.
And Joel, you weren't the only Bentley experiencing that understeer. I think the tires really just were not kind to the Bentley here at the track because every single Bentley was just down tonight.
Yeah. If you look at, seeing Brennan Schmid back in 11th is an odd sight to see. Seeing where pretty much every Bentley qualified. Usually you guys are like, P1 through P4 is reserved for the Bentley gang, and tonight it was not. So it was odd.
I mean, if the Bentleys are having tire trouble tonight, then welcome to my living nightmare in the Lexus. but it was sad to not see you guys right up at the front, but I enjoyed not having all that sweaty pressure.
Yeah, I think early on Faro actually took out Schmid, so that didn't help.
Saved it though.
Yeah, if you want to talk about sweaty pressure, just look at this lap.
Jeez.
And this isn't even the best of it, honestly.
Like, I thought about making it a race with Eric and
Jackson.
the other, Jackson in the Porsche, but once I saw the Bentleys kind of tangle with each other, I'm like, okay, now's not the time of the battle. We just gotta pull away and get a gap. And then I tried to get the undercut, but yeah, it didn't work out for the Simcast car.
4 wide or 4 in a train rather.
That looks awesome.
Coming down the
oh
hill.
no!
Straight, just missed the turn.
Yeah, and then just wait for this one. You got some
2
contact.
wide. Ooh.
I did that in practice a couple times. That was tight doing that through there.
You can see your man
Oh,
Joel
and
Dallas
squeeze.
back there.
Oh yeah, you can't squeeze like that.
That's Oswin in the
Yeah.
green.
No,
The green
no,
one.
you were further back in the corner. I wanted to point you.
Oh
out.
yeah, I was just hanging out around there. With
Oh,
it.
I just want to say, I don't know if Oswin's watching, but I like that little dance we did as he exited the pit lane. Neither of us knew where we were going. I kind of checked up to give him right away, and he kind of checked up, and we both kind of didn't know where to go. We kind of both weaved left and right, and luckily we both survived. But sorry, Oswin, if that cost you any spots.
Here you go. You can watch it, Peter. Relive that moment.
Oh yeah, all right. Relive that. You can relive me spinning out with like 5 minutes left if you want.
And then there was almost rejoicing.
Oh well, there was rejoice because Jackson didn't catch me, and that was the goal.
This is true.
I see
You're
him, and I
welcome,
was like,
Peter.
where do you go? Oh, okay.
All right, so it looks
Excellent.
like we have someone who wants to see Jeremy Mercer on the last lap. I don't believe we saw anything. Oh, his fight with G. Yeah, this was a
Yep.
good one.
Oh,
And you know,
wow.
Justin G or Jeremy Mercer, if you guys are in the chat and you guys are watching, hop into the green room. You know, we'd love to hear your firsthand account of what's going on.
Oh, just look at
That
the
He
is-
weaving.
wants it.
That's
He
excellent.
wants it
racecraft
so
by both
bad.
of them.
All right, G. I see
Not,
you.
not sure about the weaving, but it didn't do any harm. But
It's the last
that-
lap.
that's-
That's all the fun of it.
that was excellent racecraft by both those guys. They're top-notch racers.
We got Action Jackson.
Action
Hopping in here.
Jackson. That's the name. That's the name. I love
Action
it when
Jackson.
people.
Well, I was gonna say while you were looking at Mercer there, he passed Bray the same way, like a couple laps before as well, lap 25 or so.
Oh, there you go, Paul with the archiving
D
data.
Brays, sorry, D Brays, the other one.
All right, DB Cooper, there he is. Oh, that's right. We did see this one on track.
It was a nice battle that they had that went on for a couple of laps, and then Mercer just cheeky little.
I want to say Bray. I don't know where he got his pace from this season, but holy crap, he's way
Yep.
faster than last season. That scared me. I seen him at like the top of the leaderboard in practice, and I was really worried. There's already too many fast people in this split. Stop. We don't need more.
Yeah,
I-
Peter.
I have,
Oh,
I have
yeah,
to,
sorry.
I have to say it again. The Mr. Ilpo Ruotsalainen School of Driving. There it is.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Slow clap. There it is.
Bring out the golf claps.
We need to clip that to make Ilpo hear that he pronounced his name correctly.
That's like the third time I've said it on stream, but like the 20th time I've said it all day.
Nice. I
I've
seen you talking about it with him earlier.
I practiced it, and he didn't even show up for the race for me to say it.
Oh.
And he just butchers every other word now instead of the actual word he was practicing all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I was like, make sure not Ilpo, like Ilpo, it's Ilpo, like short. Ilpo Ruotsalainen. And then I practiced Loic's French pronunciation, Ruotsalainen.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you're
Anyways,
doing well.
This is why I'll leave pronunciation to everyone else but me.
Yeah. I'll just call him Ilpo. That's good for me.
Hey, you.
Hey, dude in the car with the steering wheel.
actually, what were you gonna say, Lindsay, about Action Jackson?
Oh, I was just saying that he's joining us here in the chat.
Oh.
You know, maybe
Hey,
get his
everybody.
take.
He's never gonna be
Jackson?
James Jackson anymore. He's gonna be Action Jackson.
Well, I mean that's his nickname on Twitch. Is Axion Jackson
69.
Good race, Jackson. We tried to catch you, but I don't know what you did in the pit cycle because you just gained a heap of time.
Just got lucky. I actually got my pit right for once.
Oh
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah, it worked out well.
Yeah, I thought I
was
did.
sweating like first 25 minutes, never making it outside of a second. Like I knew I was gonna make an error, and then I got lucky in the pits and got a bit of breathing room.
Dude, you
Yeah.
scared me the first like 4 laps. You were like on my bumper through every corner. I was just like, oh God, please go away. Please go away. This is scary. I don't like this.
I was just trying to escape Eric and JD, man. Like they were all over me and closing quickly, so I ended up having to defend for a little bit, and just got lucky really to stay in front. Like,
I
there
was
a
getting
lot of
pretty
pressure.
frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, Eric, please just pass this man, because I had the Bentleys breathing down my neck for the first like 10 laps. Then
And they
when the
killed each
Bentleys-
other.
When the Bentleys killed each other, I'm like, okay, go attack him now. But
Wait.
you held your nerve, man, and you did a great job.
They
Thanks,
killed
man.
each
Appreciate
other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
We
where
didn't-
where have you been, Gerson?
We
Come
didn't
on,
see
Garrison.
this. We didn't see
Did you-
this.
Did you even see me spin out with like 5 minutes left, and then Jackson was like 7/10 off me with like 4 minutes left?
No,
That scared me.
we didn't curse anyone. The only person who did curse someone was Davin, and that was from the chat.
See, it was
over there.
lap
He wasn't
9.
even in the booth.
Lap 9, car number
Yeah,
420.
it was Brennan.
Yeah.
Brennan and Farrow, I think.
Yeah, in the first hairpin.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
that's a lovely parking job, though.
Yeah, it was great.
Slots it in nicely.
Davin from the
Whoever,
chat says, "Fear my power, I shall curse you."
I was a hair behind Farrow as well.
Boat on boat violence right there.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Davin, be sure to write down that violation on the sim racing coaches right there.
Davin must be loving this right now. We'll have to have a talk, Davin.
You know what? It's funny. This reminded me of Ken Block and Jim Connor. That little drift by Brennan just.
Oh yeah, right against the wall.
Yeah,
Nice. I don't know. He hit it all across the car. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Points for
Yeah, at this point,
style.
I'll agree with Davin. Smeed is cursed at this point. I mean, that's 2 weeks in a row the Rebel Alliance has beaten the Stormtrooper car, so...
That's true.
Yay.
Mhm.
Time for us to switch to Lexus power.
I don't
Yeah.
consider that curse. I just consider that prophecy.
That's fair. Yeah.
All right. What?
But
O'Brien.
speaking of curses, I'm going to jump because we got Dean in here, and he's been in here for a while. He's been pretty quiet, honestly. Dean, since we're talking about some mishaps on track, you had an unfortunate mishap right in the hairpin.
Yeah, it was just right there on screen behind from where the camera was. Yeah, it was unfortunate. It was kind of my fault. I had a really clean start, which I was happy about. No incidents or anything. And then right after that incident with Farrow and Schmid, Farrow waited to let Schmid go past him again, and he ended up being on the outside of the second hairpin right when I was going through. And I just braked a little bit too late and ended up hitting the side of him. Totally my fault. And then I just dove into the pits right after that because I was like, I'm gonna just get out of this, fix my damage. And then I end up coming out right in the middle of the train of all the leaders. So
which I saw.
Which
it
was
wasn't on the
wild.
stream,
Yeah.
but boy, was that a narrow entry.
God, I know. Yeah, I was still on cold tires, and I was doing my best to just kind of stay on my line. But yeah, honestly, probably not my best driving there. So I apologize to anyone I slowed down during that exchange. But
And you know
yeah,
what?
then after that, I ended up being behind Mercer, and then my pace picked up, and I ended up doing like 3 or 4 laps in a row that were quicker than my quali time. So I don't know what was going on there, but
If
Yeah.
I remember
I
correctly,
missed-
there was a moment where you got involved with. I don't know if you remember this, Lency, the pack of Redeli, and we also saw Dan Lund go into the wall.
yeah, that was a little bit later on, and I was right on the back of that pack. And then I don't know who it was, but a Mercedes ended up spinning
there
right
it
in
is.
front of me,
Yes,
and
yeah.
I just had nowhere to go, and that was it.
you could do with that
Yeah, I believe that. I think that was Foley. Is that Foley in the AMG?
Yeah.
No,
I think it's
He just cleared right in front of me, and yeah, I got a ton of splitter damage after that too, and my pace just dropped.
Ooh.
That's Devender.
It was Sing. It was.
Yeah, it was Sting.
Yeah. Rough race for me, but I learned a lot, so
Oh,
fun overall.
I'm surprised with how hard you impacted his car that he was still able to drive it. After that.
Yeah. It was
These
a pretty
cars are
big shot.
surprisingly.
That was so sketchy.
It's
I
that
barely
German
made it
pig
past.
iron.
I want to watch that from
Ooh.
Joel's perspective.
Ooh,
Yeah, that
through
was
the
really
wall on the way
sketchy.
out.
Yeah, because I was right behind Sod, so I couldn't see, and then just boom. Oh.
Now, we had taken a little bit of a moment while the racing was kind of coming to a lull just before the pit entries, and we asked the chat, what is your favorite racing beer? And for moments like these where you just kind of T-bone another car, do you have that emergency beer right there to just kind of crack open and pick up?
I normally have a bottle of water beside me, but
Yeah,
tonight I
I had the
Yeah.
water next to me. I didn't get to drink it at all because, like,
Because
driving this
Donnington.
track, and yeah, but
Yeah.
it was there.
Yeah, I got a quick sip of water during my pit stop.
Yeah, same.
Yep, I think everyone did that.
Sweaty boys.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to ask the silver chat next time what their favorite beer is, because obviously in the pro chat, they're all esports stars and
Okay,
they only
sorry,
drink water.
Yeah.
sorry.
We're
All
not
right,
esports
Giancarlo.
stars.
Sorry,
We're not gonna-
let me.
We're not going to end up on
expose
the.
myself.
We're not going to end up on the esports roundup of the week on the Simcast. All right, we're nowhere near that tier.
No. I'll just expose myself for underage drinking really quick. My favorite race beer is the one that gets me as drunk as it can possibly get me if I have a bad race. So last week there was many race beers down the gullet.
Smirnoff Ices.
Yeah, it was just straight whiskey out of a shot glass, but same thing.
I see Peter as more of a White Claw guy myself.
I actually do enjoy a White Claw, so you are correct on that one.
So I can't even use the term that we used to call these kind of drinks back when I was that sort of age. I like to keep things PG-13 around here.
Yeah, he
Oh,
drinks
well.
cream soda now.
Yeah, cream soda. You know what though? You can't diss a man for drinking some cream soda. It's really damn good.
It was
Cream
orange
soda's
flavor.
underrated.
No, cream soda is
It's not orange
good.
flavor.
No.
What
That's
the
like a
actual
dreamsicle.
F?
What do you mean? That's perfect. That's great. That's just super sweet. But if you can down it, then go for it.
Well, I mean, you can say the same thing about a Zima.
I don't
Bless
think
you. I
anyone
don't
saw
understand
it.
what you said.
Yeah, I was sitting there like, huh?
A Zima, oh man, I just dated
You're gonna have
myself.
to
I'm sorry.
your
fill
age
me
is
in.
showing.
Sorry, Giancarlo. I'm a little too young for that one.
I know what
let's see.
surge is, but he lost me.
So a Zima would be the equivalent of like a PBR.
It's
Okay.
like the '90s version of a Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
There you
there we
go.
go. Yeah, thank you,
Alright.
Jackson.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much. That works.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
a
I
clear,
understand
lightly
that.
carbonated alcoholic beverage made and distributed by the Coors Brewing Company.
Oh, hometown? No, just kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
like
used to have
America.
commercials. They used to
I
have
understand that
commercials
reference.
where they would pour the Zima on top of a big slab of salmon, and I was like,
Ooh,
that does not
that
go
sounds nasty.
Like barefoot and racing pedals.
You lost me
Can't
again, bud.
do that with a
together.
Yeah.
Nobody? Nobody? I guess just
No.
Loic.
Oh, barefoot is in
Stop-
like bare. Oh,
stop
yes, no,
trying to
just
push the
Loic.
socks.
Just Loic. The socks are on
Socks.
tonight, team. The socks
It's
are
the
on.
socks.
Oh, and this reminds me, guys, our sponsor for tonight's race, Tactical, the official racing sponsor of the Mustard Racing Peter O'Brien car.
Oh, mustard. Is that you think my car was mustard?
Oh, that's what we called it.
Y'all gotta understand, you're uncultured. That was the Jimmy Broadbent tribute. We tried to do a Goldie livery, but since the McLaren only has one livery, we had to do what we could. So it was gold with white and black trim, and that's all we could get.
Well, there
I
was
did my best.
There was a moment where Oswin was behind you, and I made a comment was, I do not want to see that mustard card get slimed because it's going to turn out something awful.
Okay, now I have to. All right, next week you're getting something absurdly bright, I think. So I was gonna run the pink purple thing I showed you, but I decided I had to go with my gut here.
Somebody
So,
else did that for you. If you want to look at the.
I did see, yes. I seen, and unfortunately, that was the car that was like 8 seconds off pace, and I was really worried that death was going to ensue from said vehicle.
Oh, was that not Davin in the race? I mean,
Another clip moment.
Yeah. Watch
Actually-
yourself in the practice reel.
Actually, Joel, there was another beef clip earlier on. If you want to go look for it,
Oh no.
another Lency beef moment, historical beef.
Historical beef.
I don't see what could be
Cured
more
at this point.
historical than Agent Fulcrum versus a stormtrooper, so okay.
Yeah, you've got it coming.
I know, you guys are going to destroy me at Brands. I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I don't have very high esteem right now. I'm gonna have to do some serious practicing.
Please don't.
Yeah.
I'm fragile.
It's alright. It's alright, Joel. That's how I felt after last week. We bounce back, friend. We bounce back.
There's always
Yeah,
another
fine,
week.
It's all good. It's all
Yes,
good.
sir.
You
It's
know,
all-
big props to Foley for pulling in the NSX for this season. That is, commendable, especially after what Eric Diaz did with it last season. So I'd love to see more of the NSX out here and people racing it. So unfortunately, not the same uptick as the Bentley. We were talking about this earlier too. Was there's a lot of Bentleys in this race now? What's going on, guys? Is the perception changing on that car?
The Bentley's dominated last season for the
No,
most
you
part as
ju-
far
you
as
just-
top 5 positions, so...
You just
Yeah.
have the ambassador of Bentley gang here, and like that's just how it goes. He's gonna go around and be like, "Ooh, drive the Bentley. It's the good car," and then people are gonna drive the Bentley because he did well last season. So that's kind of how it goes.
Okay,
I don't
but
really blame him.
McLaren won, didn't it? The McLaren won.
It did, but look at the top 5 in every race. It was like Bentley, McLaren, Bentley, 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 or McLaren, Bentley, 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 or Bentley, Bentley, McLaren, Bentley, Bentley. Some variation of that, with maybe like an AMG mixed in, or something else.
Yeah,
A
and
lot
the
of
Honda.
Bentleys, and the Honda. Yeah, that's true.
It did feel like the Bentleys were struggling with tyres towards the end of the race as well, though. Like half of the incidents we watched in the last 10 minutes were caused by Bentley tyres.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Bentley tires. I'm using that. For
We
now.
struggle at Spa for some reason. I mean, I struggle at Spa at the end of a stint in the Bentley, but normally I'd have been fine at Donnington. I don't know what happened tonight. It's all
Oh,
good,
so we-
good racing.
So we got a couple of accusations there. Is one, we've got a Bentley mafia.
Yes,
that
we
is
do.
basically
That is
running
true.
a racketeering
we do, we
service.
This isn't a question. We do.
And then we've also got that the Bentley tires just suck at any turning track. So is it just a NASCAR
I
car?
would
now?
like to object on behalf
Attorney
of
track.
Lexus,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with him on that one.
because if they're complaining about tires, well, then they have no room to talk against me.
Oh boy, do I not miss racing that stupid Lexus.
See, can you say that again for the crowd?
Oh, it's super fun. I did it last night. It's such a great time. I actually wanted to die. That thing, I don't know if it was the setup, but it just didn't turn ever.
I
Did not turn.
drive the Lexus because it turns me into an audiophile.
That's fair. I mean,
And
it is a
because it
very good
has-
sounding car.
And because
Yeah.
my friend made me this freaking awesome SimCast paint, so yeah, of course I'm going to drive it.
No, we got a lot of chat just in the last couple minutes. Andreessen, I'm sorry I hit you on this lap from Gene KCR. I'm not sure who that is.
That's Gene Salas.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, he apologized for killing you too, Joel. Or further up in the chat.
As in, in the Twitch chat?
Yes.
I don't have it open. Sorry, I
Aw,
probably
rip.
should have.
Wow.
No.
Fake
But
fan. Fake
it's
fan.
okay, it's
Fake
all
fan.
I even
Should've
gave him a
said
mod
subscribe
and
to
everything.
Motorcat.
I'm just
He's
here
also
to,
not even subscribed. He doesn't even follow the channel.
That's not true. I do.
He
But
just
I'm
clicked
just here to,
subscribe.
He's
show
actually
off
a brand
my-
new mod in the chat. He hasn't even noticed.
I do. I do notice. What are you talking about?
He went from
Joel,
being VIP to mod.
Lack of perception. Get your perception up, bud. You need to go into your special points and
This
put
is-
an extra
This
tick
is the
into that.
important stuff. You need to
Garrison,
pay
you've-
attention to, not your
You've got to
races.
teach me about Twitch because I don't know anything that mods can do in the chat.
Yeah, I
Literally.
mean,
You can ban
even-
people.
even Peter
and-
O'Brien's not a mod. That shows how special you are, Joel.
That's
Oh my
facts.
God.
All I am is a dude with a fancy thing next to my name. I don't know. I don't know how Twitch works either. I haven't used it in years.
Well, to go off more of that from earlier chat talking about the NSXs. Puckhog237 says lots of NSXs in silver. Is that true? I haven't been watching any of those races.
There's like
is?
2.
Yeah, there's a couple.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot relative to how many there usually are. So yes, there's a lot.
There's also Alexis Bro in silver who got P2 this week, I think. So GG to him. So.
No, that was Dean Lucian of Porsche.
Ah, dang it. Well, the Lexus was in a good position.
Alexis spun himself out, I think, in the last
Shush,
couple of
shush,
laps. That's what he
shush.
said in the chat because I read it. Dork. Direct Lexus driver.
You know, JD, I'm sure if you pull off a podium for this championship, we're gonna see more Lexuses.
He already did.
No. I mean, like overall.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
No.
No.
Have you seen TJ and now Joel's back in the hunt?
Yeah.
Whoever Prado, I'm probably butchering his name. He was stupid quick in that BMW. I had no shot of catching up to him.
The only chance I have is if they're running on Burger King internet.
Oh no, you won't have any chance then because then they'll just kill you as you drive by, and they'll just teleport into you like they did during the 6 hour and just murder your car.
But yeah, TJ and Parado, they were just gone. Had nothing for them. So.
Yeah, TJ's too quick in that Porsche.
You had something for him for a little bit, but definitely by lap 8 or 9 is
5. It was 5.
Okay. All right, well, we'll go with lap 5. Is that you started to build your own Truly train, and I think
my chat's breaking, so I guess I should probably head out.
Rip.
Thank you for tuning in to the 604 podcast every Wednesday night. 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern.
Right after the pro race every week.
He typed in chat. He says he can't hear anything. His Discord is breaking.
Oh no, his he had some trouble during the race as well. Me, Eric, and him were in a call, and he ended up having to use his phone because his Discord was not functioning on his computer at all.
Well, you had mentioned Burger King internet. And
yeah, he might have some. Maybe that's why he needs it to race people. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. So that was it was a good race. Ooh, Burger King? I wish I had some Burger King to eat during my pit stop.
Yeah, actually, they have ghost pepper nuggets now.
Oh, I'll have to go try some of those.
Yeah.
I bet the closest Burger King is 4 miles from my apartment, so I'll get on my bike just for the ghost pepper nuggies, though.
This section of the stream is brought to you by Burger King.
The Fisher Nugget
goes well with a nice Zima drink.
And co-sponsored by Cerebral, where if you are suffering from anxiety and or depression, which is probably what's driving you to Burger King, because it's not your driving, get the app on cerebralgetapp.com.
Oh yeah! All right, let's just shell out all the sponsors real quick, guys.
Yeah, don't hog the Wi-Fi. JD needs it.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's all he can get.
So what are we looking at for next week, guys? Are you putting more in practice for season 8? I know I wasn't there for the debut for the post-race show. What has the run-up for season 8 been for you thus far? Just to get serious.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna have a lot of time to practice this season. They have a lot going on. I'm trying to do some renovations and stuff. So for me, it's just gonna be making the best of what I can get out of each race.
I'm kind of on board with him. I think I practiced over the weekend. I did probably 45 or 50 laps here, which, I mean, compared to what I was doing last season for most races was not a lot, but it's going to be tough. We're coming into big boy school season, so I have to actually focus on not failing classes. So probably won't do a lot of practicing, but I'll do what I can.
Anybody else want to pipe in? Dean, looks like
the
you're about to...
enthusiasm that gets you.
Yeah, my original plan, like I said last week, was to just do the Silver League, but I decided to do both just to get as much, on-track racing experience as possible. So my mindset is just to kind of learn as I go and get better, and I think I definitely need to put in more practice week to week. This week I put in like, I don't know, 3 hours or something before the silver race. I did well on that, which I was happy about, but yeah, I think a little bit more could have helped my consistency, especially in this pro race. So that's the goal moving forward.
Has the time change from being Thursdays to Wednesdays kind of shortened that practice time during the week for you guys? Has that affected you, or is all of the practice just kind of
Yes.
going in on the weekends?
Yeah, it has for me.
Yeah.
Wednesday nights are actually more difficult than Thursday nights for me.
Me as well.
I don't mind.
Well,
Yeah, it's not
hopefully,
bad for me.
hopefully, it doesn't affect you guys too much, but it'll be interesting to see, where some of these other drivers that, some of these newer drivers like Lavely and Prado and,
Wobbly. 2 for 2. I think we know where he's going. Like, you don't
Yeah.
have to question that. He's going to be in the front, probably at least the top 3 every race. If he has some type of incident, maybe further back. But judging by how he's driving that car, it doesn't seem like he's going to be
Absolutely.
behind anyone anytime soon.
Yeah,
I mean, we've got Jackson, we've got Neville also kind of coming into the fold. So there's a lot of newer names that will be interesting to see. We got Lush here, who also graduated from the coaching academy stuff. So I think if you guys don't have time or you're wondering where you might be going, this may be just a good time to actually go through the coaching and just have some fresh eyes take a look. I know as veteran racers, it can sometimes feel a little humiliating almost to go back and just have somebody kind of take a look at stuff. If they're not your teammates, if you don't have a team, that kind of thing, you're not sure if you have the humility. I always recommend it because these guys are open for it. Davin's really great. Larry Foster's good.
No, I hate them all, Giancarlo. No, I hate them all.
I'm not
I hate
talking
all
to
of
you,
them.
Peter. I'm
I hate
talking
all
in
of them.
general. But it could be something that could help. It's always something that if you're struggling to find a corner or some time on track somewhere, just having somebody just look at it. Even if they're not as fast as you, sometimes they can still spot things that you're not able to see. Sometimes you get that racer blind spot.
I think you're right, actually.
No, yeah, definitely. It's good to have it doesn't even really necessarily need to be anyone specific. Just ask someone who, either someone in the league or a coach or anyone really, just to get a secondary view of like what's going on. I know there's a lot of talk in the coaching discussion channel now about like laps people have done and various other things, like how they can take lines better and how they can be a little quicker on track, what they should do with setup, stuff like that. So there's definitely resources to look into if you have questions about how you're driving or what you can do better. Otherwise, hop in the house of practice and come chase us. We like that. We like racing people.
Yeah,
TN
following up on what you said is that I fully expect to see Jackson up there week in, week out. Great to see you on track, Jackson, actually. And we're gonna see Baumeister as well next week. So
Oh, is he actually going to show up for a race this time?
I think he did say he was gonna miss the first 2. So
Yeah, I know he did.
I was really hoping from last season, seeing Borden, show up in the first couple of races, that we were going to see more of him. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But is there anybody from previous seasons that you guys are hoping would kind of show up and put a stake in the ground and say, hey, let's race?
yeah, I want John Spriggs to come back. He's from Britain. He's who made me start to drive the Bentley back in March or May or whenever it was.
Shame on him.
Yeah, it's all John Spriggs' fault. So
Yeah,
he
I'm
made
gonna
me drive
DM
the
him.
Bentley.
I'm gonna DM him on Discord and tell him, "You made Joel drive the Bentley. What are you doing?"
What about you, Garrison? Other than Sailor?
Oh, yeah. Well, if I remember that season, I would say Clark Muller. Maybe Luca
yeah.
Conti, of course, to just get you going. But seriously, though, I think maybe I'd want to see the guys from Season 6 back. Eric Diaz, Season 7, but Thiago Chiqueto, Thiago Menison.
Those are good shouts.
And actually, we didn't
Yeah,
see Paolo Alex tonight.
No, he's had a couple of, I don't necessarily know if they've been bad races or what, but he in the team sprint last night. I don't even know if he was there. So yeah, it'd be nice to see him back out here as well.
Oh, you know what? Also, Kurt Moss.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
JD, aren't you? Not JD. Joel, aren't you close to Kurt?
Not physically. He's actually in the United States, but yeah, we chat, you know, in the days and stuff. I think he just has a lot going on and young kids and stuff, so it's kind of difficult some nights. But he'd love to be out here, and hopefully he can get back out here in the next season or so.
And I'm guessing no word from Jevin Gunning still.
He's been around sometimes, but I'm not doing much sim racing. Maybe he'll come back sometime next year. I don't know.
We gotta get him a rig in his rig.
Yeah.
I can't wait to eat my words in the interview booth for next season, as I'm going to join you guys finally.
Yes. Welcome back.
All right. Yes, come race with us.
Yeah.
Garrison, if you
Fun
wanna...
fact: Giancarlo was really quick in iRacing. I don't know how much of us here played iRacing, but Giancarlo was really quick in iRacing back in the day.
Back in the
So you're
day.
gonna pass me some tips, or what's up?
In like the MX-5, I mean, let's like let's bring this down a level. Not put me in like. I
Alien
mean,
category.
I was
Yeah.
competent, I would say, in the MX-5. Not to boost my own ego.
If you guys want to see his ACC debut, you can go back to season 5 of the VODs.
Oh yeah, you'll see me at Brands Hatch versus Luca Conti.
Yeah, and
Oh.
driven by Diversity Porsche.
Yeah.
Oh, I
yeah,
think
there you go.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
When Davin, myself, and Corkle came in after that. But I was getting jealous from Davin posting all his races. I was like, I want to join this league too. And then literally in my debut race, I ended up podiuming. So
Nice.
And then he came in the booth and I locked the door and he never left.
yeah, and it was like, he took my keys away. I was like, how am I supposed to leave?
Can't ever leave. Well, hopefully I'll be stealing a few of Davin's various liveries, so you can show off my wonderful skill of not knowing how to do anything but move files into a folder on stream. So yeah,
I guess we're about to see a lot of anime girls.
probably. I don't know what type of liveries he has. He told me he had McLaren liveries. I said, are they bright? He said yes. I said, send them to me. So,
I thought you were gonna say I don't know what kind of stuff he's into.
oh, we're too far in for that at this point, Garrison. We already know. Him and Loic hang out. We already know what they're into.
Oh yes.
Davin says, God, I have so many anime liveries for him.
Oh hell yeah! All
Give
right,
him your
cool.
best Itasha livery.
Throw him my way.
Over 9,000 of them.
I don't think he does. He might have like a couple dozen, to be honest.
JD will make you one.
I got some secret information from Joel that he was supposedly making me a real watermelon livery for the McLaren at one point or another.
Yeah, I did. Stuff like that is making me not practice.
So keep making liveries for me then. Thank you. Yes. Mwahaha.
Well, that's all I got. We
can,
spent quite a bit of time here in the green room.
Paul, anything to add? I know you're our new Martin Brundle who dislikes all the fluff.
I never said I disliked it. I'm just not good at it.
No, it was JD who mentioned that you were our Brundle, and Giancarlo was our Ted, always being interrupted.
Or just the guy who's always trying to get a word in.
Yeah, it's like 2 seconds there, Giancarlo. Actually, ever since Paul came in, I've always wanted to use that, like 2 seconds, Paul, but I've never gotten to use it.
Did you guys ever watch the original Iron Chefs?
Do we have to Google that too?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
don't.
God. Iron Chef, you guys have no idea what the hell I'm talking about?
Nope.
I'm like half your age. I don't know what you want from me.
Oh my God. Iron Chef is a cooking show,
Yeah.
of which they have competing chefs. Anyways, in the beginning, it was from Japan. and it was all Japanese commentary, and then they had American dubbing over it. And there was the color commentator who would give the technical details about what the chefs are doing for their their cooking. Is he would interrupt the original host commentator by saying Fuki-san, and you can't understand what he's saying. It's just Fuki-san is the guy's name, and he says yes, go ahead. Every time he interrupts, and it's always quick like that. It was always Fuki-san. Yes, go ahead. He's like, so actually, Iron Chef, Konabe is actually cooking some squirrel dinner or something like that. And it was like, so every time somebody's always interrupting like really quickly, I'm always like in my head thinking Fuki-san, and I'm doing that to Gerson.
We have to do that now.
Yeah.
It's got to be the ritual now.
Thousands of years ago, in the days of Iron Chef.
Okay, I just want to point out that both of these references, both Zima and Iron Chef, are from 1993.
Well, yeah, that explains why I don't get them then. So
Yeah.
I mean,
we discovered that mystery.
I'm
What
only
are they all
29. I
both
don't
in
know
the
what
same-
you're talking about.
I wasn't even born
So am I,
then.
my friend.
I was definitely -8 years old at that point, so that makes
Wow.
sense.
I wonder what young Giancarlo
How
was
do you
doing
ban
drinking
someone from
Zima.
chat?
How do you ban someone from chat? Are you
Yes.
are you banning me? No, don't do that.
I don't think you're old enough to be in here. Sorry.
Wait, hold on a minute now. Garrison, if you want to watch me do a cool spin in the race, you can go to like lap, I don't know, 25 or something. Watch me go down the craner curves.
You know what? I looked for it. I couldn't find it.
I know what happened because it scared the crap out of me. I could feel the rear of the car just die.
You said
Yeah, it was like-
29?
You can't use the curve. You can't use the turn names with Gerson. He doesn't know the turn names here.
This
On
this
this
is the craner
track.
curves. Before this because I had like a 8 or 9 second gap on Jackson, and then I did a cool twirly thing, and I had a 1 second gap.
There you are.
Whee!
So that's what happened to you. I was wondering where you went off to.
Yeah, I died, but I didn't really die. I kind of died.
You surprised me, that's for sure.
Died a little on the inside.
I felt the car die. I mean, I don't know if you can change the camera angle, but I think I went a little wide and dipped a tire in the grass, and then it was game over from then on out.
The chatty in chat saying post-race show longer than the race.
Oh, what do you... Shut up. Shut up. What are you going to do about it? Come join us. Come talk with us. We're having a Sim Racing 604 post-race podcast, as Joel said.
I am.
Sponsored by Burger King.
Yeah. Sponsored by Burger King and Zima.
Tactical, Zima, and
Tune in
Cerebral.
Iron Chef on rear one.
And whatever
Actually-
socks you like.
Brought to you by CD Now. It's your,
Is that a-
your subscription.
What was that that old commercial that came on at night? The that old CD that was like the Love Collection or something.
Like 80s pure gold hits.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my god.
Just
The
picture,
Columbia House music. It was Columbia House music.
Picture young Giancarlo with his Zima watching Iron Chef late at night.
Yeah. That's a picture you can paint in my head, I guess.
Watching a
Do you-
fresh
do you
episode
guys-
of Daria.
Are you guys, Peter? Are you even familiar with what Circuit City or Radio Shack is?
I know what they are, yes. I'm
Okay.
familiar with both of them. There was one in Racine, I think one of each actually, before, the closing of 98.8% of the shops in said town.
Oh God. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, we had a Kmart and like a big like mini mall thing, and then Radio Shack disappeared, and Office Max disappeared, and Kmart disappeared, and then there were none. Now there's just a big, massive vacant thing that no one goes into.
Probably full of VHSs and floppy disks.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like they would have taken their product elsewhere, because even though they're not like precious commodities as much anymore, people still use them for things. Whether they be throwing them like frisbees into a plywood board or actually using them for vintage computers, but they're still used.
It's like building you could build a Raspberry Pi now inside of the size of a floppy disk.
Oh yeah, you could, definitely.
Well, I have nothing else to mention.
Anybody got shout outs? We're going to go from the top of the list here. Dean, any shout outs for tonight?
I guess Gustavo. He did really well tonight. Good job to him.
Gustavo Camillo. Yeah. He had a nice little spin off track on the hairpin right after pits. Derek, you got any shout outs for tonight? And thanks for the host earlier towards the end of the race.
Yep, no worries. I was just wrapping up my stream. Shout out to Action Jackson for not hitting me this week. So that's always. I saw him at the end of the race there. I'm like, oh no, here we go again.
I was like, I'm not gonna touch him tonight. I promise. I just stayed behind.
No, it was all good. No, the leaders did a great job. You know, they raced me pretty clean. You know, the Audi just isn't really suited around here. I think me and the other Audi, Lund, were just well off the pace. I mean, I could run consistent times, but it was pretty boring for me. But yeah, I'll give the shout out to the leaders. You know, TJ and Prado were pretty much neck and neck the whole night. So, you know, props to them.
Well, hopefully tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week's track, we'll pay the Audi some respect at Brands Hatch. I doubt it though. Action Jackson.
Everybody, man. All the back markers were good. Everybody was clean. From my perspective, it was an amazing race. I had a great time.
And Joel, I know it's getting sleepy time for you.
Oh, you already know, man. I'm just here chilling.
He's still in here. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I'm still here. I don't know. I don't think I have any major shoutouts. Just looking forward to next week and sim racing with our little hobby.
What
So
about
we enjoy it
your
when we
boy
can.
Oswin?
Yeah, how dare you throw him under the bus?
I mean, he,
Wow.
you know.
Way to put Joel on blast like that, y'all.
Oh man, wow.
Holy crap. Joel's never going to do a silver
How's it?
broadcast for you if you keep treating him like this.
Oswin's alright. It's fine.
No, I'm just giving him shit. Paul.
No, I got nothing else to add. Nice to see you back, JC. But
Thank you. It's nice to be appreciated by somebody.
I
other than Gerson.
appreciate you. Sometimes.
It's nice to have someone else in here who's old.
Oh God.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go, man. Sorry,
right,
guys. I
Peter.
ruined the party. I got a list. I want to thank. I want to.
Oh my
We're
God.
gonna
I wanna
thank
thank-
Gerber, baby, and
I want to thank you guys, you three, Giancarlo, Garrison, and Paul, for putting on this awesome stream. I want to say thank you to whoever was stewarding tonight. I believe it was Chris, Ilpo, and Lucas. I want to say thank you to them. I want to shout out JD and Eric for being with me the whole race and dealing with me talking through the whole race, because that's what I did. I want to shout out, even though he's not here, that Harorge, because, got to shout him out every race.
Yes, that Harorge.
I don't know. Other than that, I think that's everyone. Yeah, it was great. Good racing. Hopefully we can come back next week and have just as clean of a race.
And also, this stream is sponsored by Huggies for little mover babies, such as Peter O'Brien here.
Hey, whoa, chill out now, bud. That's uncalled for.
I think you
All
meant
right,
Zoomer.
that's it. That's it, Giancarlo. Get out on the track with me. You're dead, bud. You're dead. Next time you see a chicane, you're going to have a brightly colored McLaren barreling into you at 240 kilometers an hour.
I hope it has the Pampers or Huggies logos on it, because I won't accept anything less.
I will ask Joel to put it on. I will say, Joel, I don't know how this works. Just put it on somewhere. Make it unaligned as hell. Just make it on there.
There you go, guys. Unaligned Diapers by Peter O'Brien. Be sure to watch that out coming up in season 9. But to wrap things up, I guess, really quickly, to all you guys who stuck around this long, thank you. The post-race show has taken an interesting turn tonight, and I think for the better. But other than that, quick shout out to SimRacing604. Check him out on YouTube. If you're not part of the Discord, go ahead and click the link in chat and be sure to join. I don't know if the leagues are still taking in new drivers, but jump on the wait list regardless. And thank you to our stewards and our head steward, Brian Nagy, and to the data man, Christopher Greer, who I don't think we saw on track tonight. But other than that, guys, this was round 2 here at Donnington. Be sure to come back for round 3 next Wednesday night, which I believe is Brands Hatch.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
correct? It's Brands Hatch. There you go. So keep an eye on that, guys. And that's going to be it for us tonight here at Donnington Park. So we'll see you guys back again next week. And goodbye.